AI videos are taking over YouTube Shorts, getting hundreds of millions of views and making people tens of thousands of dollars. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 of the best AI niches to get into right now. These niches are in no particular order, but what I will say is the last niche is my favorite niche, and I think you guys will actually find it pretty crazy that this niche is AI because the way they use it makes it seem like it's not even AI. And just to show you guys that I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to YouTube Shorts, this is one of my pages, and in the last 90 days it's done over $15,000. And then just to prove to you guys that this page is in US dollars, I can go to settings, and as you can see it's in US dollars. I can then refresh the page and the dashboard is still at 15k. So with all of that out of the way, let's get into niche number 1, which is going to be spending time with rappers. So if we come over to my laptop, as you can see here, this is an example of the page that I'm on about where it is spending time with rappers. And as you can see, they was doing this sort of content before where it was like news-based content and they weren't getting bad views, but they weren't getting crazy views. And they switched to this new, what have you spent a day with XXXTentacion style, and it started doing really well. And obviously it's kind of mixed with a skeleton niche too. But yeah, they have stopped doing it recently. But as you can see, this style of content did do pretty well for them across a few different videos, which just shows it is a proven winning concept. Now with that being said, this page has obviously done it with rappers, but that doesn't mean that you guys can't take this concept and go and do it for other celebrities. Maybe do spending a day with Erling Haaland or something. So yeah, just as a different side niche, you guys can test it out. But we'll take a look at some of their videos so you guys can see exactly what this niche is all about.
What happens if you spend 24 hours with NBA YoungBoy? Hour 1. You wake up in a quiet Utah mansion. YoungBoy's already awake recording. It's barely 9 a.m. and he's on his 3rd song. He looks at you and says, "You rap?" You lie and...
So as you can see, these videos are nothing crazy, just some simple AI generations, an AI script by the sounds of it. These scripts also aren't great, which means there's even more of a gap for you guys to make better videos than this page. And the videos are about a minute long, which is great because it also means we can post them to TikTok and get paid for our views on TikTok as well, once we are monetized over there. And if you guys do want to check out this page for yourselves so you can see what they're doing and try and keep up to date with them, this is the page here. So yeah, that is going to be it for niche number 1. Now before we get on to the next niche, I did also want to mention that I've added in a bonus niche at the end of the video, and it's actually one of my favorite AI use cases for YouTube Shorts right now. So make sure that you stick around until the end so you get to see what that bonus niche is. But with that being said, let's get straight onto niche number 2, which is going to be the AI skeleton niche. Now while we are talking about the skeleton niche, it has been around for a little while now and there is quite a lot of saturation with the skeleton niche. So my biggest recommendations for people that are looking to go into this AI niche is to try and look at it from different aspects. So whether you can take it and put it into a different sub niche. So almost like the first niche I showed you where we had Saucy Street, and this is kind of a skeleton niche. Obviously it's more about rappers, but a concept where you're almost mixing 2 of them together. I think all of those generic skeleton niches that were used early on that are sort of like Zach D films, or that are like what it was like to wake up in the Roman times, I think all of that stuff is probably going to be quite difficult to actually grow a page in now, just because there is so much saturation and it's already been seen quite a lot. So yeah, like I say, I would recommend trying to do something slightly different, like whether you use it and combine it with a different niche, or you can try and make it a bit different here where your skeleton character is like mixed with a human. Or another example of how you can do this differently is you could take the skeleton niche and bring it to the pets niche where you now have skeleton pets in a way. So yeah, those are the type of things that I would be looking to go into if I was going to do this niche, just because all of the generic stuff right now has kind of already been done and is already being done to a very high level, which means it's going to be quite hard for you to compete with that. Then just to show you guys a quick example of the skeleton niche. So from this page, this video here is their most viral with 4.5 million views. And as you can see, it's taken a simple concept that has been used a lot in the skeleton niche of like what would happen, but it's taken that and applying human aspects to it. So this time it's talking about hair, and it has quite an interesting look that you wouldn't get from a generic skeleton sort of niche page.
If you stopped shaving your beard. Day 1, you skip shaving. You tell yourself it's intentional. Trying something new. It's not. You were just lazy. Week 1, it's officially stuff.
So yeah, as you can see, this is a slightly different take on the skeleton niche and have pretty cool branding with the orange backgrounds being the same with their profile picture. So yeah, this is a pretty good example of a page that is high quality and has good generations, that has taken a niche and added a slight little change on it. Now this niche has always been huge on YouTube, even before AI was a thing, where people would actually go out and build things and film it and turn it into a YouTube video, and these pages would make tons of money and still do to this day. However, the only issue with it is the fact that you actually have to go out into the woods and make a hut out of mud or something, for example, which we don't want to do, and we don't want to spend hours of our time doing that for a video to potentially fail. But now unfortunately with AI, we don't have to go through the hassle of actually making these things and turning it into a YouTube video. We can just ask AI to generate these videos for us so that it makes it look look like we've built these, but it is in fact all fake. Now with that being said, there are two types of pages that we're going to look at for this niche. So there's one that is obviously AI and the people that are going to be watching it are going to know that it's AI. And then number two is the one where it's a bit more disguised. So it's a little bit harder to tell that it's AI and you're trying to make the videos look realistic. So we'll go over these really quickly and then you guys can see which one you prefer and if you actually want to start a page in that niche. Okay, so the first page that we have got is this page here, which is Home Magic, where yeah, they're basically making it obviously AI, like turning a giant watermelon into a home or turning a Rubik's Cube into a home. So we can take a look at some of these really quickly just to show you guys the process. So yeah, this stuff is obviously AI, but once again, it still is getting a bunch of views. Like this video has got 9.5 million views and has done very well for their page, obviously. So yeah, these videos just show the process of turning a watermelon or whatever it may be into a house. Now the next style that we have got is this style here, where you can still tell that it's AI, but it is a little bit less obvious and you're building things that would be realistic. So we take a look at this video here. Like I say, you're building something that could be realistic and it is just time-lapsing the process of building this underground bunker. And this video got 15 million views, which is pretty crazy. I would have made them a lot of money. So as you can see, once again, this is still something that looks somewhat realistic. It's not like the watermelon one where it's just obviously fake. But yeah, this is the process of this video. Once again, just basically the same thing. Then we've got another page to show you as an example. So this page is more so like building houses, I suppose. So the niche is slightly different. It's more about houses and that sort of stuff rather than cool underground bunkers. But yeah, once again, if we take a look at this video, they got 35 million views, which is pretty crazy. It's just a process of them taking down a house and then, so I would imagine, going to be building a new one. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys and have you sit and watch the whole thing. If you guys want to check out these pages and check out what it looks like for yourself, then you can feel free. But yeah, basically just shows the process of what is happening. So once again, this is a pretty good use of AI and is a pretty cool AI niche that I think is interesting. And I particularly like the ones that are not obviously AI, because my one gripe with AI niches is that I feel like a lot of people, some part of them, they just don't have as much connection to a video if it is AI generated because they think it's like AI slop or whatever. So yeah, stuff like this where it's a bit less obvious it's AI, I feel like you might be able to get that a bit more of a longer term audience and it's not going to be as much of a short trend that then dies out. Now for all of these AI niches, we are going to need to generate AI images and videos. And that is where the sponsor of today's video comes in, Lovart. Lovart allows you to generate AI videos using all kinds of different video models, such as Seedance 2.0, which has changed the game when it comes to quality of AI video generations. Seedance 2.0 delivers ultra-realistic output and strong consistency, which makes it ideal for creating AI content, such as a niche we just discussed, which is AI building. And in Lovart, Seedance has the ability to generate videos up to 1 minute, making it ideal for YouTube Shorts. Now, once you're in Lovart, if you do want to test out the new Seedance 2.0, as I'm about to do right now, then you simply just go to the home page, you select Seedance 2.0, you put in your prompt, and then you select enter. Now we come over to my laptop, I'm going to show you what it would look like to generate inside of Lovart. So as you can see on my laptop, from a simple generation, we have some videos that could be used in this niche. Now, while they are not properly sped up, it's probably because I didn't prompt it properly. And also this isn't really an issue because we can just speed this up in the editing software anyways. And here we can see we have two of our sort of potentially first scenes. Maybe we could do another one of someone painting out a hole. But yeah, this took me hardly any time to generate. And once I generated this first video, to keep everything consistent, I simply downloaded this and I stuck it in here and I gave it the prompt to keep it the same, but now make it so that the guy is climbing down the ladder to get into the hole. So yeah, that is how you can use these AI tools for these AI niches. Okay then, and now if you wanted to see what it would look like if we had multiple people decorating the inside of this bunker once it would be done, so like a later stage in the video, I actually went ahead and generated this with a simple prompt, just asking them to create a video where several people are decorating the inside of a polished bunker with rugs and furniture. Once again, nothing crazy for the prompt, and as you can see, this is the type of thing that it comes out with. Okay, so the next feature that I wanted to cover from Lovart is the multi-angle image feature, which essentially allows you to change the angle of any image for literally 2 credits, which is going to save you a bunch of money. And it's super helpful for those of you that are trying to design images, maybe for say Instagram carousels or TikTok slideshows. Or this is also in the use case where you're trying to generate an image that you're then later going to turn into a video, where if something was slightly wrong, or if you also wanted another video from a slightly different angle, you can just change the angle on the image and then you can run that into a video. So to show you guys how this works quickly, as you can see, this is the first image we generated here, which is just, I basically gave it the prompt to make an image from the set of the movie Dune. So it's kind of what it would look like on the set. And then simply all I did was I just selected this image, I went to multi-angles, and then I changed the camera and I pulled it to a different angle over here. And as you can see, this is what I actually came out with. So if we go ahead and try this again, we can see what it looks like now if we try and do it from maybe a top on view, and we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so as you can see, in literally about 20 seconds, we have now got the top on angle. And while it is not perfect, we could run a few more generations to make it better. But yeah, pretty good, especially considering it only costs 2 credits. Okay, and then to give you guys another example of how we can use the image to video feature with the new Seedance. So all we need to do is we just need to select the image that we want to turn into a video. And then we're simply going to go over to video and we'll go Seedance 2.0. And then once we've done this, we're just going to give it the prompt to turn this scene into a video. And then also give it some detail as to how you want the video to turn out, whether it's going up to someone or say moving around. So I'm going to create a prompt and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, I've made the prompt for this video. I'm just going to hit enter and we're going to see what it turns out like. Okay, so as you can see, it has now turned this into a video for us. Zooming out to show the whole set, which yeah, looks pretty good to be fair. So then if I wanted to use this, then I can just press download and have it saved to my laptop. One thing that I particularly like about Lava is their skills feature, as it allows you to stop wasting credits guessing with the wrong prompts, but instead allows the AI to keep good consistent generations, which in the long run is going to save you a bunch of money in credits. They also have their multi-angle feature, which can be super useful for a bunch of different niches, such as the AI building niche as shown in this example here. These extra tools save tons of time and money, as you don't have to spend extra time waiting for generations and even more credits on regenerating things if they go wrong, as you can use these features to get those different angles that you may need for your video. So if you guys are interested, then I'll leave Lava linked in the description so that you guys can check them out. Now with that being said, let's get into AI niche number 4, which is the 2D animation niche. Now this niche is basically just a 2D animation niche, but instead of animating it and creating the videos by hand, we can now take this style and use AI to make it a lot quicker and easier to make. So to show you guys some examples, we have this page here. Now while I believe this page isn't actually AI generated, it's just to give you an example of the type of things you could create using AI. Once again, it might not be perfectly in this style, but yeah, if we take a look at some of their videos, as you can see, this stuff doesn't look AI generated because of the way things are moving, but you could do something similar with AI. So as you guys can see, this channel just takes some concepts such as distinct animals that humans are bringing back to life, and they just use 2D animations to basically bring these videos to life. Now another example of something slightly different in the 2D animation niche is this page here. Now once again, I don't believe that these are AI generated, but with that being said, it doesn't mean that we couldn't do something similar with AI. The quality might be a little bit worse, but it's going to save us a bunch of money on animators, and is also going to mean that we can do it a lot quicker. So if we take a look at some of their videos, his page is mainly about gaming and about stories about gaming by the sounds of it. So yeah, you can take this concept and this style or any of these styles and you can apply it to basically any different niche. And once again, you could make these using AI. You just need to do some prompting and try and come up with a type of style. And then in Lava, using that skills feature that we talked about, is going to allow you to keep this style pretty consistent, which is going to be great because that obviously helps with the branding of these 2D animation pages. On both of these pages, as you can see, the style is very consistent, which obviously helps with the branding. So yeah, we're going to want to try and get as close to this as possible with AI. While it might not be totally possible to replicate it, we can get something pretty similar. Niche number 5 is going to be AI court stories. Now this niche is a very clever use of AI and is my favorite use of AI in this video, and I think it's something that you guys could try and apply to different niches because the way it is done, it is just very clever. And like I was talking about earlier, where a lot of the obviously AI stuff, I feel like people over time just don't really enjoy it and they sort of just have a bit of a distaste towards AI videos right now. With this type of AI video, you can't even tell that it's AI, meaning that there is none of that and you can build a long-term page with this. So if we take a look at this channel on screen here, while they haven't posted in a little while, I'm not sure why that is, but their views, as we can see, are pretty crazy. And if we're looking at these thumbnails, there's no way that you think these videos are AI, but I am pretty sure that these AI court stories are generated with AI. But anyways, let's take a look at some of these videos so we can see how they do it.
His father left him the property and everything on it. Then his sister found out about the cars worth a
So the reason that I think this is AI is because of the audio. It sounds like AI audio, and the fact that and the thing that makes it even harder to tell that it's AI is the cameras are so blurry, which would be usual for typical court footage. So yeah, I am pretty certain these are AI, which is a pretty crazy use of AI. But yeah, so that is basically how this works. Now this probably does take a while to generate, and these generations are really good, there's no doubt in it, but if you guys do learn AI and you get really good at it, I don't see why you couldn't generate something like this. And this just opens up opportunity for other niches. So other things that come to my head could be police footage. It could be crime footage from like corner shop cameras. You know, those type of videos, that type of niche. Maybe you can turn that into an AI situation. So to give you guys an example of where you could maybe take that concept of having a very realistic AI concept and taking it to another niche, we could take a look at this page here, which is called Spy Network. Now, this isn't an AI page. These are real clips, but maybe instead of taking real clips, we could try and create some clips with AI and edit it in this style. So we take a look at some of these. It's basically just like, you know, once again, it's not very good quality, so these could be made with AI and they'll probably look somewhat realistic. But yeah, this is just me off the top of my head trying to give you guys some AI concepts and how my thought process works when it comes to looking at one AI niche and seeing how I can take that AI concept and make it into another AI concept. So now onto the bonus niche that I talked about, which is actually not going to be a totally AI niche, but it's more so going to be how you can use AI in other niches to basically supercharge them. Because my thing with these fully AI niches, like a lot of the ones that I've talked about in the video, some of them are great, but some of them I just don't really love because they're really explosive, which is good, and they get tons of views off the bat. But if you're not early to them, then you probably will miss the boat quite quickly with a lot of these AI niches. And the other issue that I find with AI niches is they tend to die off pretty quickly as well, which of course isn't the most sustainable thing. Like, we don't want to blow up and make 5-10K in a month, but then the next month it's down to 1K, and then the month after that it's literally down to $100. That is what we want. We want to make sustainable income with YouTube Shorts, like I've been able to do for the past year with my pages. And that is why I wanted to show you guys this use case and this example of how AI can be used. So maybe you do a page where it's like normal stories with B-roll and stuff, but now if you can't find that B-roll, or you want to create even crazier B-roll that doesn't exist, we can now do that using AI. So we take a look at this page here. In the start, if we go to the older videos, obviously a while ago, AI wasn't really a thing here. All of these clips would have been taken from YouTube or taken from wherever it is, but none of these clips would have been AI. But now if we go to a more later posts, they can probably make these videos quicker because they can just generate some of this footage, meaning they don't have to spend as much time trying to find these AI images, which means they don't have to spend as much time trying to go through the internet to find good footage. Like, they do have a hybrid model, so they do use a bit of both, but as you can see, we can see them here just using AI generated footage. Some of this is real, some of it isn't. But yeah, this is a great use case for AI, and is one use case I would really consider using AI for when it comes to YouTube Shorts, instead of doing the whole fully AI generated videos, just because, yeah, the reasons I mentioned before. Now, with that being said, if you do want my help to grow your own YouTube Shorts page to the point where it's making you 5K per month, then be sure to check the description where you can find the link to my private community, where you get access to weekly calls with myself, weekly niches that are found by myself and posted in the community every week, as well as also a 9+ hour long video course to help you with YouTube Shorts. Then that will be linked in the description, and it's going to be super helpful for any of you that do want that extra help. The community has a ton of resources. It's just going to be super helpful for those of you guys that do want that extra help when it comes to growing and trying to monetize your YouTube Shorts page. Now, if you want to see a YouTube video where I go over some of the best niches that are not AI niches, then you can click on this video on screen over here. Apart from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, then please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Apart from that, I hope to see you guys in the next one.